Research from global management consulting firm McKinsey highlights how the many benefits of diverse executive teams, but only 6 of the Fortune 500 companies have black CEOs, and many executive suites and boardrooms lack people of color. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Tamsin Fidel.
I'm Corey Chambers. Ernie is off today. So we've seen time and time again how important it is to have diversity in the workplace. College professor and business executive Errol Pierre addresses these issues in his new book, The Way Up, Climbing the Corporate Mountain as a Professional of Color. And in it, he shares his journey from working in a beauty salon warehouse to serving as a COO of a New York health company. Wow. I mean, wow. What a story there.
All right, Errol's joining us now with more. Nice to have you with us. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, so let's start off by this. You've done a lot of research. In your research, did you find while there are so few people of color in leadership positions, you found that out? What is the reason for that?
Yeah, it's great. So in the book, 2 years of research, actually 11 interviews with other executives of color, plus my own experience. 2 main reasons. One is implicit bias. And this is when our brains are wired to naturally gravitate towards people who look like ourselves. And what that turns into is if the upper echelons of a company isn't diverse, then we tend to see disproportionate pay raises, job promotions, other advancements happen to only a certain group of people, but not everybody. And that makes people of color like myself fall behind. So that's the first one, implicit bias. The second one is the power of mentorship and sponsorship. And I can't understate mentorship. In the book, I talk about where the word mentor comes from. So Homer wrote a poem called Odysseus, and in the Odyssey, Odysseus leaves his son home to go fight the Trojan War, and he trusted his son with one person, and that person was named mentor. And that's where the word comes from. So wow. In corporate America, if you don't have someone that you have the same type of trust of like you would leave your son with, that's helping you through to navigate the corporate place, it's very hard for you to move up.
You know, I think we've all heard this saying, and you can tell me from the corporate world how true it is, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. And how true is that in the corporate world? Whereas some of these jobs are offered people, I know this guy or this person knows my brother or my cousin or my neighbor, and then there are other people who don't have those connections. They're left out in the cold. So how true is that in your experience?
Yes, absolutely true. So networks are so powerful. You find out about the job before it's even posted when you have the network, right? So you're already being given a chance, a leg up before anybody else. And that's why in the book, it talks about importance for people of color to network and network with people that don't look like themselves. We sometimes have a habit to only congregate with ourselves, but we have to reach out to people that don't look like us, aren't from our cultural backgrounds inside corporate America, and navigate with them, build partnerships, because that's how you find out about the job before it posts. And that's really how people are advancing. Absolutely.
Let me ask you something. What was your biggest takeaway in doing research for this book? Because you have your own experience, but then you also were talking to so many other people. And I know there are a lot of younger professionals out there saying, you know, what can I learn? What do I need to know?
Yeah, so it's not due to, I think people are saying, well, why is there so much a lack of diversity at the top? It's not due to a lack of education. So the research shows there's been exponential growth in degrees from elite institutions for people of color. It's not due to a lack of experience. There's been exponential growth in people of color in white-collar jobs. So what is it? It's mission critical that we actually have dollars tied to incentives around diversity. We've done all of the research. We've done all the diversity committees. We've done all the platitudes. Now it's time to put our money where our mouth is and actually have targets tied to diversity metrics, because it's not because of a lack of people. It's just a lack of effort and actually execution.
People have to actually try and not just say it and not just put out platitudes and not just put out slogans, but actually try is what and it sounds like that's what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Errol, thank you so much. I wish we could talk more because you're such a fascinating guy. I want to talk more about this beauty salon thing. Beauty salon, the COO. We're not getting time, unfortunately, but perhaps you'll have a chance to come back and we can chat more about that sometime later.
Sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.